Big John, Big John.
Good morning, everybody. It's 7:30 in the morning. It's Tuesday, the 26th of January. Just got home from work. Bug's sitting there dripping now. Anyway, Stan's tractor, that 74. Eric, son-in-law, he bought a RK 37 with a grapple. He didn't get a cab though. Great little tractor. You've seen it in the videos already. So Tammy's brother Stan, he goes down to Tiffin and buys this RK 74 off the lot with a loader, cab, power shuttle shift. So he wanted to grapple with it. He got a mower and a rototiller too. I think it's an 84-inch rototiller and I think it's like a 74-inch rotary mower, bush hog style. I got the 84-inch grapple, the granite grapple for the front of it. So then Lester, my buddy Lester, I think you've seen him in some of my videos. He goes down and buys a 37 like Eric did, except his is a cab with a hydrostat. Well, he gets a grapple too. Yeah, there's two of them there. Well, they weren't in stock, so we were waiting for them to get in. Well, they called and they actually delivered them here last night about 7 o'clock. So I get the Mini out because he put him on a little landscape trailer. Kid that works there, guy that delivered them, put him on a little landscape trailer. They weren't on pallets or nothing. So went out in the barn, got a couple lifting straps, and went out in the driveway and hooked onto them. Strap, wrapped it around the teeth on the Mini, and I picked them up and set them down. And I got my Bobcat out and set them in here. Well, they didn't have the third kit on them, third valve to operate the grapple. Now Eric's, they put it on for him. I don't know why that was, but his came with it installed already. But Stan's and Lester's didn't. So we got him in here, got the box opened up, started looking at stuff. Actually got the instructions out, read through them. And there's lines that we took off. And I never even thought about getting the camera out. But anyway, last night we got all the hydraulics mounted. So this is the third valve kit. So your grapple will plug into there. And then this electric solenoid, and I'll show you. There's a button. It's already pre-wired into the tractor. This is your loader control switch lever. So there's a button right here that'll be in the front of it. And what that button is, the wires are terminated under this floor here. And the wiring harness that comes with it has butt connectors on it. There they are. That plug right into that harness. So all you gotta do is attach it to the battery, run it back under there, plug it into that, then come up down here and to this valve here, which is right underneath that. There's the plug. So then what happens is your lines coming from which we actually had to change these two top steel lines that go from clear back there all the way here down to here. We had to shorten them or change them out. And it used to just come straight down here and into lines with T's, and it would go to this cylinder and to this cylinder. Let me back this off through here. Well, now the lines come from here They feed into the top of this valve, and when the button is not pushed, it goes back out the back, comes around and goes into these two lines, which feed your dump cylinders for your bucket on the front of the loader here. But when you push that button in there, the solenoid trips and it sends the hydraulic pressure in and out of these, which in turn will go, I know this is the wrong grapple, but it'll go through these hoses and it will open and close your grapple. So that's how that works. But anyway, we got all the hydraulics put on last night, and it got to be about 9:30 and I had to get ready to go to work, so this is where we left it. But yeah, this plate gets replaced with provisions to mount the valve body. Those two hard lines, this one and this one, first and second one, they get replaced all the way from back there down to here. These hoses, these two lines that go under here and up into here, these both get replaced. This clamp is new. And that's about it for the hydraulics. But it took a little time to do it. But yeah, so all we got to do is get the wiring harness hooked up, which is real simple. You've got positive and negative leads for the battery. This circuit breaker mounts up there, kind of where you can see the horn up under there. These go to the switch wiring under the dash. This goes to the valve there, and then it's got a plug and unplug, so when you take the if you would happen to take the loader off, you can unplug all this. Everything else will stay. They did give you new lines. There's 2 lines in this kit, and I do believe that they're for these lines that we have looped up and into the end here, which they worked, so we just used them. Now he's got a couple spares. I don't know, them other ones might be a little more flexible, but these seem like they do a good job. So anyway, yeah, I never even thought about getting the camera out and doing any filming last night, which I apologize for. We'll cover putting the wiring harness on, and then Lester's going to bring his tractor over, and we're basically going to do the same thing. His harness and everything is in that cardboard box, still in his grapple. So yeah, always something going on around here. So I'm going to feed the cats. I'm going to throw some wood in the stove. I'm going to go in and have me a cocktail, and I'm going to bed. It's been a long day. Got up kind of early yesterday. So anyway, yeah, a little slippery out. The main roads that I travel, they were just wet. I turned onto my road out here, and it was like, wee! A little slipping and sliding, but I no sooner barked in the garage here, and snowplow went by spreading salt. County plow went by, had to plow down, and the salt spreader running. So a couple hours, that'll all be gone. So anyway, we'll talk to you in a little bit here. Well, it'll be a blink of an eye for you, but it'll probably be either this afternoon or sometime when we get back onto this, get this wiring done. I'll see you then. Good afternoon.
It's probably, where did you keep it at? I didn't keep it in the bedroom. You kept it in the bedroom? Oh, hello. Hi. Hi. Hi, sweetheart.
So I go to bed and I wake up and supposedly everything's done and it's functional.
It is functional. The only thing we're trying to figure out is those hydraulic hoses right in front of you. How to put them so that when you're operating, we don't pinch hoses, which is a common, I think, factor.
I think Eric had issues with that too.
Yep. Eric was here. He's here. He talked about that. Kind of thought about, now, this is crazy because I don't think anybody understands my crazy ass thinking. Crazy butt thinking. Sorry. But like a spring type.
Hi, Cham.
Hi. So if you have like the coiled spring, maybe pointing it back this way a little bit to hold them up, but it's big enough that these can move if they need to move.
The problem is that this thing can tip so far forward that spring would be sticking straight out.
You'd have to probably, because wouldn't it, if it's mounted?
You'd almost have to mount it off of that plate there. That's static.
Okay. But I'm seeing like this coil thing. Stan's seeing like maybe the back of a semi, like where their hoses go on the back of a semi, kind of.
Yeah,
something like that. But that's not what I'm seeing. As I'm trying to explain it. You know how I don't explain things very well. AKA the original covers for your Bobcat that turned out to be bomb.
All right, well, I'm going to start this thing up, and I'm going to curl it all the way forward. Okay, now let's go take a look.
If I did have that, it would be out this way, but it's spring loaded, so it could snap back that way with the hood unit.
She curls right under.
Here they come.
That's actually the bottom of it. It's curled all the way up like that.
I'll just sit here.
So yeah, so this is all.
Mind my own little business.
We got a leak. There's the man of the hour. See, you were busy while I was sleeping.
Yeah. Well, that ain't the way I left it.
He's been in it. He's already checking it all out.
I'm out there. I'm gonna mount the damn back. I'm gonna mount the back.
We're going outside.
Hi, Eric.
Howdy.
All right, we'll check in later. All right, well, we got Stan's done. His is out of here. They pretty much had everything done. We just buttoned it up and greased it. Lester brought the 37 over. So all the hard lines taken off that need to come off. And we've got the new hard lines put on. This one and this one. Come down here, and the two that he's working on, let's see, the third and the fourth one there. So we got the T's in there. Cylinders are unhooked, so we'll come over here and kind of look at the other man's opinion and see where we got to go from here. Time for some rubber lines. Back in a flash. All right, step number 47. Attach the valve to the new plate. They give you a new plate here. It's got this little step down part threaded for the valve to go in. So now the plumbing starts. So Lester just got that attached, so now we got to plumb from here to there and there to there and there to wherever. So we're after it. It's pretty simple. It's kind of neat how they did it. It's actually a decent system, it looks like. All right, so this is pretty neat. We've got rubber washers, and whenever you have the flat face on a fitting like this, and there's a little bevel right in there, these washers go down. It's basically an O-ring style fitting, but you use, where's the other bit? There it is. Yep, so then that goes on there. So yeah, it's pretty slick. And now this will screw in to the ports on that valve. And these are the bigger ones, and they screw into these 90s. And then actually the couplers for the grapple will screw onto this. So yeah, that's how it's going. All right, we have the octopus. Steps 47.5 point B through 65 or something like that, all done. We'll keep these loose until we get the hoses. They come out of the top of here and into here. This is your supply coming in, and then your electric solenoid switches it between these two, which will go over here and operate the cylinders for the curl and dump of the bucket. And when you hit the switch in the cab, it will divert it to these, which will open and close your grapple. So that's the only problem with this system, is you cannot tip and curl at the same time you open and close the grapple. You can only do one or the other. But it's not bad. So now we got to get hoses hooked up. All right, the octopus part of this deal is plumbed. Working on the last fitting. Put your other wrench on that. Switch your wrenches. All right, well, it's pushing 8 o'clock. And we did get all the plumbing done, we think. We haven't run it yet to see if we got any leaks or anything like that. But we got all the fittings tight. Everything laid out the way it's supposed to be. Connections all made. We're going to tackle her in tomorrow afternoon, get the wiring put in it, and hopefully have this thing on there and working. No doubt about it, though. Wiring's pretty straightforward. Just like I showed you on the stands, which Stan came over early today while I was sleeping and took care of his. So you got a positive and negative, a circuit breaker, which you got to make sure is plugged in. These pre-wired for the switch in the cab. And then this plugs into the top of the unit and screws down. And then this disconnect right here is, if you ever take the loader off the tractor, you can separate the harness right there. So we'll get that put in tomorrow and be rocking and rolling. Talk to you then. All right. The RK saga continues. We are electrifying. So we got the harness fished through here, down through a hole where the rest of the wire is. Got the ground hooked up, circuit breaker, positive wires over here.
Do these slide? Can you move your... It's just a cable that pulls in.
Connector.
Yes.
Lester's in the process of attaching that wire up through there. We got to run parallel with the down to this connector, which attaches to this connector, which comes from the front of the tractor. Eric's working on the connection for the button. I don't know if you can see it, but that little button on the bottom of the shifter right there is what activates this solenoid, which converts it from these cylinders to these ports here, which connect to the grapple. So yeah, we're getting close. Getting close. couple crimp connectors, one battery positive hookup, and a few more zip ties, and we'll have her. Then we'll put the grapple on and go play. One fitting was leaking. We did adjust these a little bit, move them inboard so that nothing catches there on both sides. Are you happy?
I'm happy.
That's all that matters. The customer's happy. Throw some grease in it, and we'll go play. It works. Okay, well, no RK tractor in the garage anymore. Actually, no mini either. It's out back. I got a log picked up. I got to go cut some wood. But anyway, I drove, Lester had me drive his tractor home. Nice little tractor. Hydrostat. Got the two levers on the floor you push, one for forward, one for back. But it's also got a cruise feature where you, however fast you're going, you push a button on the dash and it locks it in at that speed. So that was pretty nice. But it's a nice little tractor. Yeah, it's a nice little tractor. I mean, I've got a Bobcat, so I wouldn't need nothing like that. But if I had a big yard to mow, I'd put a finish mower on, either a belly mower under it or a finish mower on the back of it. And with that cab, heat and air, nice stereo in it, that'd be a nice little tractor for something like that. Moving snow, put a pusher box on the front of that thing, or even a big bucket. That would be nice for moving snow, four-wheel drive, differential lock in the rear. So, or a scraper blade in the back, probably both. That way you can push snow coming and going, leveling stone, stuff like that. Great little tractor, great little homeowner tractor. Probably next weekend we'll take her to the woods, or this coming weekend. We'll probably take her to the woods and cut wood Saturday. And we'll put her through the paces out there. Hopefully it stays cold, frosty. I hate cutting wood in the mud. But anyway, I've got a log out back, a nice big maple picked up. Got the saw started and warmed up, and I'm going to go cut wood. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed tinkering around with them RK tractors. There'll be more videos with them in them, I'm sure. The installation of that third valve was pretty straightforward. Each tractor was a little bit different. The bigger 74 of Stan's was a little bit different than the 37 of Lester's, but basically the same. But yeah, just little differences here and there. But anyway, I'm gonna go cut wood. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Leave me a comment too. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions. So talk to you later. Bye.